must insist on absolute quiet. Enjoy the show.
The fact that I have a platform is entirely due to the fact that I've made a few $1 billion. I am particularly interested in changes in the rules of the game. Capitalism is not directly opposed to open society. Nevertheless, it poses some serious threats. A decline in the value of the dollar is necessary. The United States should find its proper place in a new world order.
Glenn Beck has been on this kick that you are actually the mastermind.
Fox News, it has imported the methods where you can tell the people falsehoods and deceive them.
You're watching GBTV.
It's about the truth.
George Washington once wrote, "There is but one straight course, and that is to seek the truth and pursue it steadily."
Sometimes it's hard to find.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Who can you trust? I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
Abraham Lincoln once said, "I'm a firm believer in the people.
If given the truth, they can be depended on to meet any national crisis."
The great point is to give them the real facts.
Just give it to me straight. It's terror alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself.
That's all I'm looking for.
Harry Truman said, "I don't give people hell. I give them the truth, and they think it's hell."
We're about to get started. It's called GBTV.
The truth lives here. From New York City, Glenn Beck.
Hello, America. From New York. It's our new studios, or what's going to be our new studios here in New York. Tonight, I want to show you a little what we've been working on for the past few months, and actually the last 10 years, and then where we're going. One of the most common questions asked of me in the last 2 years at least is, okay, all right, I got it, Glenn. I know the problems. Jeez, you won't shut up. Now what? Well, this is what? GBTV. You'll understand by the end of the hour. Welcome. What you're about to see is the first half step on a road that we've been paving for a very long time. You and I both know the world is changing. The way you interact with information is changing, and that you have a power to affect the world, and it is becoming more clear. And yet, while the people in Egypt and all over the world are beginning to feel that they are more powerful with their voice because of the internet, some reason or another, Americans are feeling less powerful. You feel like your voice isn't being heard. Well, it is, and it's time to change that belief. People are still afraid to be the first to try to step out into the darkness and try something new. Well, we're going to do that tonight. This is why we're all gathered here. It is a typical American experiment, one that hasn't been tried before, and the first question is, can the messages of our founders survive on their own without the traditional trappings of mass media? Is that possible? Next question, will people chase the truth outside of their comfort zone? Can a man in America still color outside the lines and survive? Tonight we begin that journey to find out. What are we? Are we still America? I believe the answer to that is yes, and there's tremendous power in that belief. Everything that I know about business, good and bad, I can trace back to two individuals. The first one is Orson Welles. He taught me to dream big. His dedication to his craft, unrelenting pursuit of his vision, are standards which I have spent the last 10 years trying to chase and try to capture. It's inspiring. He also taught me how to think out of the box and to never give up. If you really believe it, do it. Whether it was a project that everybody thought was insane, like what was called RKO 281, everyone said, It's nuts. You can't do that. He did it. He was ridiculed for quite a while, but RKO 281 became Citizen Kane, one of the greatest movies of all time. He did that. Or he also wouldn't give up because he said there's got to be a way to accomplish all of these things. So he rented an ambulance just so he could turn on the sirens and get from one theater to the next theater fast enough in New York traffic. This guy really looked at the world completely differently. He broke all the traditional boundaries that stopped everyone else in their tracks. They were just speed bumps to Orson Welles. He wasn't perfect. He was kind of a flawed individual. He taught me a lot of things that are bad as well. But one of the biggest things, he picked a lot of ill-advised fights, sometimes risking his entire career against titans of industry. It did occur to me recently, maybe I should have considered that little part of his life a little more before I locked horns with George Soros. But he did what he felt was right. He did it for different reasons. When I first started my company and named it in, I think, 2001, it was Mercury Radio Arts, and it was named after this man. This man's company was Mercury Radio Theater. But I wanted to make sure that we included the artists, because a lot of the people that you'll see tonight, I believe, are artists. People need to look at their craft as art. I wanted it to be a company like his that people would look back 20 years down the road and say, how on earth did they do that? The company did radio, they did live events, they did television, they did charity, they did 828. This summer we're going to Israel. We did best-selling books. How could they do that with half the staff of just one of the organizations receiving millions of dollars just to shut them up? How did we put all of it together? Well, we haven't finished yet. We're tired, but we haven't finished yet. This is one of our new companies. In fact, Mercury Inc. is one of our new companies too. That's a publishing company now with Simon & Schuster. The other one back there is The Blaze. That's a news company that you'll hear more about tonight. We just started. This one is Markdown.com. This is about value and values. I told you about 2 years ago, that's the only thing that's going to matter. Well, we're doing something about it. This is where it all started for me, the Glenn Beck radio program in 2000. What's amazing is I was walking down this hallway today. I realized 10 years ago I was broke, and now I'm going to ask you tonight to help me name this one. This is a new charity project that I'm beginning. We'll tell you about it. There are so many people that are starving for the truth. So many people that are starving for the truth that they're denied on a daily basis. We need to find a way to get that truth to them. Here comes the next project, the next phase of my life. For 10 years, my life has been about what I've learned from this guy. But after 828, I began to feel a sense of urgency on what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Next 10 years of my life are all about this guy. This is Walt Disney. Meet the next 10 years of my life. Walt Disney found his mouse. Tonight, we begin to try to find ours. Come on.
GBTV is definitely the biggest thing we have ever tried to do. Is the world ready? It's probably not quite ready.
This is the beginnings of the new home of GBTV.
Even though there's 20 million Netflix subscribers, there's 100 million subscribers to the Fox News channel.
That's what I told Glenn. Glenn, people spend their whole lives trying to get where you are. Why do you want to leave that?
I believe he is one of the top 5 television brands in America.
I don't know, but you're going to have to think of this outside of the box.
Nobody works harder. Nobody is more creative.
There is no box that will fit this.
This will be Glenn Beck unfiltered.
Never stop the cameras rolling.
I mean, he's risking everything he's built over the past decade, everything all of us have built.
So we could, be bankrupt very quickly.
The last few days, I've been a little freaked out of my mind.
I'm not scared. I'm nervous.
Yeah, from a business standpoint, this makes no sense at all.
It's going to be tough. There's a lot of deadlines. I'm not sure how we're going to meet.
We're 3 weeks away.
But, you know, when people hear about the project, they're all excited.
Depending on the day or the hour, sometimes there's more terror than excitement.
A little stressed here. We're a little on the edge.
How do we generate consistent, constant publicity for what this is?
Eric, I like the way you think.
We are about 5 years ahead in this, but it doesn't matter. I'm going broke.
Yeah, we could spend your money well.
Will this network even work? And what kills me is, doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. That ship has sailed.
Welcome to our studios in New York. These are the friends and the family of some of the people that work for Mercury. There are people all through the hallways. The hallway that I showed you a minute ago, that's the hallway that you will be coming through soon as we finish this set over the summer and open the doors on September 12th. I want to show you what we're working on and what we've been working on for the last while. This actually is where this began. Just this last September, October, this is right after 8/28. This is the E4 project. I'm such a geek. I actually sat at my kitchen table and I drew this up one day because I was trying to figure out some of the things that just I've been thinking about, and I've been trying to put them together in my head. And this is where I came up with the E4 project. It is education, enlightenment, education, empowerment, and entrepreneurship. I wrote this American Dream Labs 2011. What this is turning into is this entire project. This is where it really started. And I put this up and I started the E4 project. But I still have been wrestling with these problems, because this is really what, if you're an American citizen, this is what you think we're supposed to be working on. If you look at all of the problems, we have government doesn't work. Politics is out of control. It's all about the parties or power or dollars. Media isn't trustworthy. It doesn't reflect you or me. I don't even know what the media is even. Do you recognize the media at all? The cities and states are broke and broken. Capitalism has been corrupted. Our faith is nothing but politics in many cases. Education is for sale. Our families have been devalued, and the American feels powerless. Well, gee, that's a little overwhelming. And that brings me back to the question that you say to me every time we meet, and that is, okay, I get it. Now what?